Welcome to LFA's video on filling in our custom tooling form. This video will show you how to fill out our custom tooling form and allow us to be able to provide you with a custom tablet design. The web address for our custom tooling form is www.lfamachines.com/custom-punch-dies-tooling. First, start out with your full name, company, and email address. Your email address is really important as it allows us to contact you to provide you with your custom tooling reference number. Selecting your country is also important. This will allow us to send it to the relevant sales team. It also allows us to check your local restrictions that may be in place. Then you can select if you've had the same design made by us before. If so, press yes, and then fill out your request number. This request number can be found on the bottom right of your previous tooling design sheet. Then let us know how many sets you need, remembering one set of tooling is an upper punch, a lower punch, and a die. Then fill out any extra notes you'd like the team to know and click the captcha followed by submit. However, if you've not had tooling made by us before, select no on the have you had this design made by us before. This will then reveal lots of additional information that needs to be filled out. We'll go through this section by section. Tooling requirements. Starting with the tooling type. We have a video covering different types of tooling if you'd like additional information. EU is the ISO 18084 specification. TSM is the tooling manual specification by the American Pharmaceutical Society. The RTP is the LFA custom tooling. Some of our older rotary tablet presses may use RTP tooling. However, we're transitioning over to the EU specification tooling. TDP tooling is the tooling specifically for our desktop tablet presses. If you have a different specification of tooling, select Other. This will give you an additional box to insert the specification. If you have a link to that particular specification, please provide it in this box. In this example, we'll select EU tooling. In tooling size, we'll have 4 subcategories. This will be the same for both EU and TSM style of tooling, which we can provide D, B, BB, and DB, or Other, which again will provide a box to provide additional information. We'll select D. On the LFA website you can find a tablet press tooling specification guide, which we'll link in the description below. This will show you the tooling sizes and variations, as well as a video which will take you through each size. Then you can choose your unit of measurement, either be in metric, which is millimeters, or imperial, which is inches. Punch material. This is our current selection of materials we can supply our tooling in. Each has different properties which gives them different capabilities, although S7 is pretty much the standard choice. Some may be ever so slightly softer, which allows them to press at a higher pressure, others more rust resistant, etc. So research the steel that may be best for your tooling. In tooling coating, if you find you're having problems with sticking and picking and you want your tooling to be more rust resistant, you can choose to coat your tooling. Chrome plating is used for wear and corrosion. PVD titanium nitride, anti-corrosive and improves hardness. PVD chromium nitride, anti-corrosive and wear resistant, but also has a low coefficient of friction. However, as a standard, we recommend you'd have none, unless you was having issues with pressing your formulation and you've exhausted all other options. Bellows or oil cups. These are used on upper punches that have a bellow groove. Bellows are used to prevent dust from getting up between the punch guide hole and the upper punch barrel. If you're using a formulation with excessive fines, powders can make its way onto its upper punch barrel and stick to the punch lubrication, which will eventually make your tooling sluggish, wear your turret guide holes, and may create scorched formulation that would fall onto the die table and back into your formulation, causing black spots within your tablets. Oil cups. These are installed on the stem of your upper punch. They are designed to catch excess oil that may potentially drip down from your punch barrel and stop it from making its way to your die table. Tablet design. In tablet design, we'll start to choose the shape for our tablet. Under tablet shape, you'll find a list of standard tablet shapes. If you click on these shapes, it will then ask you for the dimensions of the shapes. If we select the hexagon as an example, here it's requesting 2 dimensions. If you have 2 vertical lines like this, it's requesting the dimensions be between those points. Let's say we want our tablet width to be 8mm, and then when you see an arrow pointing at a curve, it's asking for the radius of that curve. Another example, if we look at the bullet, it's asking for the dimension between these 2 points on dimension 1, and the same again for dimension 2, and then the radius on dimension 3, as it's a curved corner. So if it's 2 lines, we're looking for the measurements between those 2 points, and if it's an arrow, we're looking for the radius of that curve. If you're totally unsure of the radius of the curve, you may leave it blank, and we'll take an educated guess on that radius. MultiTip tooling. MultiTip tooling is used for increasing your production capacity. It will press multiple tablets on every punch. This isn't suitable for every design of punch and can be quite expensive. If you're considering multi-tip tooling, we strongly suggest talking to a member of the LFA team before proceeding. Tablet coating. If your tooling has lettering or logos on and you're considering coating your tablets after production, then we need to consider making the lettering or logos a bit deeper to avoid the coating solution from the filling in the imprints. Face profile. In the face profile, we have a full range of face profiles from flat face with bevel to a lozenge. The most common choice people make is a flat face with bevel. It's important to note to research face profiles before making your decision. Some tablet shapes and face profiles can add significant tooling and tablet press wear, which can be costly. Upper punch design. On the upper punch design, you can choose what design you'd like on your upper punches. If you want text, select text and type in the box the text you'd like. Our example, we'll type LFA. Then choose under font either standard or bold. The font choose are two standard fonts from the TSM manual. If you'd like a different font or a logo, then at the top by image, logo/text, select image. When uploading your image, we strongly suggest you upload them in a vector file or PDF format. Under image position for both text and image, if you choose upper centralized, then the image gets curved around the upper part of the tablet, and the same with lower centralized. If you're looking for both text and logos to be on one tablet, again select image and upload it directly, and then on the bottom line of the form below lower punch design, there's a notes section where extra information can be filled out. Land size. The land is on the very edge of the tooling cup. LFA recommends this to be 0.05mm as standard. If you're making this bigger to say 0.03mm, it will be visible on the tablet and create a flat edge. It may also cause issues with ejection, so it's suggested to be left at 0.05mm. Margin is the distance from the edge of your tablet to where your logo will start. If you choose your logo to be centralized, then it isn't so important. However, if you choose your position to be upper centralized, then the text would start, in this example, 1mm from the edge. Next, you can choose if you need any breaker lines. We have a selection of breaker lines to choose from, which we find the most common to be quadrisect and the standard breaker line. It is possible to have both a breaker and a logo on a tablet face, however we need to think about the position of the logo. For example, if we're using a standard breaker line, we wouldn't be able to use a centralized logo. Instead, we'll move it onto the upper or lower centralized position. Lower punch design. In lower punch design, we follow exactly the same steps as before. This is to give you a choice if you want a different design on the top and bottom of your tablets. Maybe a logo on the top and then a milligram dosage on the reverse, or perhaps a logo on one side and a breaker line on the other. We strongly suggest you keep the land size the same as the upper punch. Other information. Do you require the dies to be carbide lined? Most of the time the answer to this would be no. The reason for carbide lined dies would be if you're forming abrasive or corrosive materials. It should be mentioned these can be extremely expensive, so it's best to explore all options. Die taper. Here you can select if you want your die to be tapered. Adding a taper helps air escape the die bore faster. Adding a double taper allows you to flip the die during its working life, allowing you to keep it in tolerance longer. You can't do a double taper on a tablet that's being produced more than 50% down in the die. In this situation, the die taper would be working against you to eject the tablet. A single taper is a great idea to assist your tablet ejecting if you've got a sticky product, problems with capping, etc. Or you can select none. If you're pressing a simple product such as caffeine tablets, or if your product isn't sticky, then having no taper should be fine. Then fill out how many sets you have, remembering a set is an upper punch, a lower punch, and a die. We'd always suggest ordering one extra set. And then extra notes. Extra notes that are really helpful to our team is the make and model of your machine. Do you want the upper punch and lower punch keyed? If so, what kind of key configuration would you like? Once this is complete, press the capture and submit the form. The next page will provide you with your custom tooling number, which you can use in future communications with LFA. If you'd like more information on our custom tooling, please get in contact at www.lfamachines.com/contact.